Hello and thanks for joining. This is David Butanda and today we are going to be checking rescheduling. And this is going to help us basically to give priority to certain customer that are high volume, preferred customers or all customers. And also for changes in the supply, we can use rescheduling. So to do that, let me go to MD04 transaction stock requirement list for the material X5 at plant set CPIM and press enter. Continue. So currently we have 40 pieces in stock, and let me set the scenario where two customers want the same amount. So we are going to enter the orders one by one, but we can change the priority. So we are going to be using two customers. I will using customer Hyper and Hyper 2. So let me show you here in the business partner. This partner Hyper is going to be the priority, and Hyper 2 is going to have less priority. So I will set the scenario where Hyper 2 arrives first. So we confirm first the quantity to the customer Hyper 2, and then Hyper 1 arrives and wants the same material. And Hyper 1 is going to have more priority. So we are going to reschedule quantities so that Hyper, which is the customer with the highest priority, receives the material before Hyper 2. So let's do the scenario. I will create first the customer order for Hyper 2. So Hyper 2 arrives first in time. Let me go to PA01 press enter. Order type is art, sales organization set DAP, distribution channel set 5, and division set 5. Continue. So Hyper 2 with the less priority arrives first and wants 40 pieces of the available stock. I will use this sold party and ship the party are going to be doing the same. It's going to the same customer performs both activities. So I am creating this order, press enter. Let me enter the payment terms as 0001, the input terms FCIA, an Inco location, and just write anything here. And click on continue. So this customer wants 40 pieces of material X5. So here I enter the 40 pieces. I click on continue. We need to enter the pricing. So we can do it by going to this icon, scroll down and enter the PR00 for 20. Press enter. So now everything must be complete for Hyper 2. So if I go to check item availability, it is confirming for the 25th. Current date is 19. So it is confirming here. So I confirm the delivery and I save it. So if I go to the stock requirement list, I will be able to check the customer order, and it will take the delivery first. But what happens if a new customer, a customer with a higher priority arrives? Let me do that scenario by opening a new session, and then I create a second sales order for customer Hyper, who has a higher priority than Hyper 2. So if I select Hyper this time, it's performing sold to party and ship to party, customer reference, material X5, 40 pieces. Press enter. He is the quantity, the 40 pieces confirmed for Hyper is later. It's later in time. So let me check for the incompletion log. I think the price is going to be also an issue, so let me create a PR00 for this customer too. Condition type PR00 20 and press enter. So the second order was created, and until now the system doesn't know which customer has the priority. And this order 494, if I go to the edit, Hyper 2 was first in time and is going to receive first these 40 pieces, and then the second order, which was acquired by Hyper 1, will have to wait. And the system as now doesn't know priorities, so we can determine these priorities in the customer orders. So if I click on the customer order and Hyper is going to be my priority, Hyper has more priority than Hyper 2, so I can select the item and do it manually here in the order by going to details. Under shipping, I can set here delivery priority, and with this I can set this one for Hyper and save it. Was saved. And for Hyper 2, I will also set a priority, but this one is not going to be high. This one is going to be low in priority, and save it. So now I can reschedule the priorities. We can do that by going to logistics, sales and distribution, under sales, back orders, rescheduling, and click on execute for this material at this plant, and we can select in simulation mode and check here. Hyper has a priority, and the old date was February 1st, but since the system now knows that we want this customer to have a priority, the old date is going to be changed to new date with this earlier delivery date. And the customer Hyper 2 with low priority was first confirmed on this date. This is the old date, and now because Hyper 2 has low priority, the new date is going to be reset to a later to further date. So improvements is going to be Hyper, and deterioration is going to be Hyper 2. we can, this is this is a simulation mode. We can remove this simulation once we are happy with the changes and click on execute. All documents selected will be changed. You can click on yes. And go back. So now Hyper 2, so now Hyper 1 that arrives later in time will have an earlier date. So if I go to the schedule lines by selecting the item detail, I'm going to schedule lines, Hyper 1, let me show you the customer. Hyper, so not one, Hyper will receive now on the 25th of January. And Hyper 2, who arrived earlier in time but has low priority, will receive this product on February. So we need to notify this change, obviously, to Hyper 2, but this is one way we can reschedule quantities based on customer priorities. So this Hyper 2, we need to do an improvement. We want to give a better date. So for example, till now the customer Hyper 2 is scheduled to receive on February the 4th. So let's try to do an improvement and receive a material earlier. So we can run the MRP by opening a new session. Go to MD01M, select the plant, the material scope 8 that stands for all materials. This one is a tray material, so we don't need booms. And the planning mode can be delete and recreate or adapt because there is nothing there to delete and recreate right now. There are no orders created, so I can run the MRP. Close this one, go back to stock requirement list, and a purchase requisition is going to be created. It mentions it is showing here an exception message. We can check what it contains. Plan process according to a schedule. So here we can check the exception messages. But let's set the scenario that we are trying to do an improvement in the arrival. So we can convert this into a purchase order. Enter the purchasing organization, set the IBM. Purchasing group was already picked and the company code is SETIB. And I press enter. Let me select a supplier. You can search by company code, SETIB. Select the supplier, click on continue. Continue. So we can create this one manually, or let me close here, or we can use this purchase requisition that is the same one that was in the MRP. Let me show you. MD04. Let me close this one. So this 1828 is, we can use it by selecting and drag to this basket, and it will copy the information by default, and it will be faster than creating one manually. So if I save this purchase order, the standard order 475 was created. I can refresh here. PO item was created, and now we can receive this material. So we are trying to improve the delivery date by receiving now. So I go to MyGo, transaction code, and let me copy the PO number, Control C, and here we select goods received, purchase order, and we paste the purchase order and press enter. Here we confirm that we are receiving 40 pieces and what storage location set the IB. We click on continue, check that everything is correct, document is okay, so we post. It will create a material document number, and we can do also the invoice receipt by going to Miro, press enter, enter the company code, set the IBM. Invoice date is going to be today's date. Press enter. We need to give a reference and select purchase order scheduling, and we paste the purchase order, press enter. This will bring the total amount for this purchase order. We can enter here the amount, click on continue, and save this one, continue. So the document was created, and now the purchase order was received, and also the invoice was created for accounts payable. So when I refresh, we are going to update the quantity to 40, and we can the system is not going to improve the day by itself, so we can use again here the rescheduling function by going to logistics, under sales and distribution, sales, back orders, rescheduling, execute, in the simulation, execute again. So now Hyper 2 can also have a better date because of the arrival of the material, and we can, if we're happy with this one, we can remove the simulation and click on the execute. Documents are going to be changed, so click on yes. Hyper 2 now, which has a lower priority than Hyper, will also have a better date. So we can go to Hyper 2 that arrives first on time, go to the edit mode and select the schedule lines, and in the schedule lines now it has a better date because of the rescheduling. So that will be everything about rescheduling. Well, first let me show you where you can maintain the priorities, because Currently we did it manually in the sales order, but we can make it by default in the business partner. Let me show you where. Business partner, select a business partner, press start, select the business partner, and then under here we need to select LV01 customer, under sales and distribution, under shipping, delivery priority. Here we can select one and it will copy the information by default to the sales order. So that will be everything. Thanks a lot for watching this video and see you next time.